You hear me say now. That's another thing. Let me let me tell you one more thing. I, I I'm gonna tell you one more time. Listen, listen good now. Can anybody tell me why don't they bring Britney back from Russia? Here it is, Russia released all those prisoners of war that was warring against their country. Why can't they let Britney go? Y'all need to share this or make some noise about this, please.
Put her in prison. It could be up to 10 years, but honestly, it could be more. And we know that already she's been facing abuses to her human rights just getting to the court, which is a 5-hour round trip trek. She's been placed in sort of a small cage, according to her wife, back in the U.S. So there's a lot of unknowns. There's the possibility that there could be some sort of hostage.
But LiAngelo's father, President Trump, spoke with China's president, like freshman accused of shoplifting. A week later, Chinese authorities dropped the charges and the players returned to the U.S. after President Trump spoke with China's president.
I would also like to thank President Trump and the United States government for the help that they provided.
But LiAngelo's father, LeVar Ball, has been less slight towards the president.
I was just been saying thank you because somebody said they did something. And if they did it genuinely, do you really need to come up to me and say, well, you did it, thank you?
He inspired a Trump tweet storm, the president calling LeVar Ball an ungrateful fool and suggesting he should have left the players in jail. But LeVar, ever the promoter, attempted some sneaker diplomacy.
You did send President Trump some baller shoes.
I sent a 3-pair, red, white, and blue, so we patriotic.
LiAngelo has decided to leave UCLA rather than sit out the team's stiff suspension for the shoplifting incident.
2 to 3 months being suspended, that was too long for you to wait.
Yeah, that's the whole season pretty much. That's just a long time of doing nothing. I'd rather be playing.
China already said, okay, you made a bad mistake, we're going to drop the charges. That's the punishment they gave.
But in China for stealing...
But that's the punishment they gave. Now we over here. Because we got to show some more people. We apologize. What is the long process for? He only went to UCLA, one and done, to play basketball.
Now LeVar plans to take LiAngelo's future into his own hands.
I'm going to get Jello and say I'm going to work him out. I'm going to do some other things. He's going to be headed to the...
Can anybody tell me why don't they bring Britney back from Russia? Here it is, Russia released all those prisoners of war that was warring against their country. Why can't they let Britney go? Y'all need to share this or make some noise about this, please.
So I never get stopped.
Well, LiAngelo, for his part, is very remorseful about the incident in China. LeVar, though, as the promoter, says there is a positive. LiAngelo no longer is a student athlete bound by NCAA rules, so the family's Big Baller brand is planning now to debut a shoe in his honor, the G3. I was there when LiAngelo saw his sneaker for the first time. It was quite a moment. It will cost you, though, $500 a pop. Guys, back to you. Wow.
Forever promoting.
Yeah.
its 215. In a surprise move, Ukraine and Russia, the fighting neighbors, they've carried out the biggest prisoner exchange since the war broke out. While Kiev got its 215 soldiers back, Moscow got 55 prisoners, including Viktor Medvedchuk, a former Ukrainian lawmaker and ally of Russian President Vladimir Putin, who was accused of high treason. The Ukrainian soldiers included fighters who led the defense of Mariupol's Azovstal steelworks, the combat unit that marked Ukraine's remarkable resistance against Russian offensive. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky welcomed this move.
Ми повертаємо додому наших людей.
We are bringing our people back home. The exchange has just been completed. Today, we have 215 good news. This is definitely a victory for our state, for our entire society, and most importantly, for 215 families who will be able to see their loved ones in safety.
Герой України Лев Пашко.
Now, the released prisoners by Russia also included 10 fighters from the United States, Britain, Morocco, Sweden and Croatia. These prisoners were facing death penalties or life terms in Russia. Earlier on Wednesday, they were transferred to Saudi Arabia. Zelensky spoke with released soldiers who are said to be in Turkey right now through video conferencing.
Доброго дня, хлопці. Свого часу
At one time, we discussed this with Boris Johnson, and he asked for assistance together with American friends. Now, the following will return home: 5 citizens of Great Britain, 2 citizens of United States, 1 citizen of Morocco, and a citizen of Sweden, 1 citizen of Croatia. The enemy sentenced them to a long prison term or the death penalty. We saved their lives.
їм життя.
So Saudi Arabia said that the prisoners had arrived in the kingdom from Russia. They were facilitating procedures for their safe return to their respective countries. The release comes following efforts by Mohammed bin Salman, Saudi Arabia's de facto ruler. The country claims that the move marks its ruler's commitment to the humanitarian initiatives towards the Russia-Ukraine crisis. British Prime Minister Liz Truss thanked Ukrainian President and Saudi Arabia for helping in release of a British citizen. She further called out Russia, alleging that the country must end the ruthless exploitation